Welcome back to Bricks and Trips. It's October, it's 8 degrees. It can mean only one thing. It's Alton Towers Scarefest. And what a great entrance to the park, as per every single year. I love the hay bales, I love the pumpkins, I love the bunting. Everything about this area of the park just screams Halloween. It is cold today though. Only 8 degrees highs, so we're going to have to wrap up warm, and it is absolutely manic. Both overflow car parks are absolutely full to capacity. They've even got us parking on the field. It's absolutely dreadful. But on the plus side, at least the frogs seem happy today. Love them in their little Halloween capes. And so of course, they've got the classic van back. But I think it's actually been updated for this year with a few new characters. I don't seem to recognise the vampire cat in the middle, but great looking thing. I've had a quick look at the ride times, and so far we've got 2 hour queues for Smiler, hour and a half for Galactica. But honestly, it's great to see Alton Towers like this. I can't remember the last time that I came and it was this busy. It's just absolutely full of life. Everywhere's full of people. It's a great time of the year to be here. What I will say though, it's a bit of a perennial problem with Alton Towers. The entrance plaza always looks absolutely immaculate, but then once you get sort of past the main Tower Street, it all goes a little bit quiet. I'd love to see a little bit more in the way of sort of like lighting, or even a bit more bunting, just a little bit more when we get to the back end of the park. And we're not really in the back end of the park yet. We're not even at X sector. So I know the budget doesn't stretch forever, but surely it stretches further than the 400 metres. So we don't have any massive plans today. We're just trying to get on the few rides and also have a look at a couple of the lighter scare mazes. Hopefully the Haribo Trick or Treat and the Amigos in the Afterlife as well. It looks like a really interesting maze. We missed it last year, but hoping it should be good. I do love some of the new photo opportunities around for this year though. This massive pumpkin right in front of the towers is great. What I will say is maybe it could be in a slightly better position, but equally, I've got the Smiler in the background at least, so it's something of a view. But I think this one's even better with Patchett's pumpkin stall. Brilliant photo. A bit of a shame you can't get a little bit closer to that for some great photos. But this is the best one I've seen so far, with the zombie and my namesake up there, Phil. He's putting up some bunting up on the towers. Keep up the good work, Phil. You're doing a great job. But just coming up towards Hex, and there's a load of noise up here. I wonder if the Alton ancestors are outperforming. Of course, the Alton ancestors have been around for the last few years now, but they're a great addition as well. A little bit of flash mob dancing. Nobody's going to complain about that. They do a great job. Honestly, these guys don't get recognised enough for everything that they do. And Frankie's filling up the fountain. Love that. Keep going. You got a little bit more yet. And some new food additions, or drink additions I should say, with Scarefest this year. They got the new Spooky Smoothies van over on the courtyard outside Hex, just before you get to the Dark Forest. A fair selection of different drinks, £5 each. I actually don't think that's too bad for a change, especially not if they come out anything like that. I would question how many people are going for a smoothie in this weather though. Now, it was disappointing to lose the Alton Towers dungeon when it closed down sort of towards the middle of last year, but I think they've really opened up a great space for the new scare mazes. Now, Alton Towers have got 2 kid-friendly scare mazes this year. Obviously, we've got the Haribo Trick or Treat, and just over the way we've got the Amigos with the Afterlife. We're going to go through Trick or Treat first, see how that is, and they'll probably nip over to the Amigos in a little bit. Say hello to Emma, new face of the channel. We've just come out of the Trick or Treat town with Haribo. Overall, not bad. I think the age rating, well, it doesn't actually have a proper age rating when you're going in. There's no recommendations. But when you're buying the tickets, it does say 6+, and I don't think that's wholly inaccurate. It was a little bit loud in there. They've got those air cannons, which seem to be popular in everything Merlin these days. These on everything from Saw to the David Williams ride, which, I don't know, if you've got a child who's sort of under 5 or just doesn't like the loud noises, probably not the best. What I would say is I was actually quite impressed by the amount of sweets that you get. So just between the two of us, we've probably got nearly 30 bags of little sweets. Yeah,
it's a decent amount.
Yeah, so I mean, they definitely could have been a little bit more stingy with that, but I won't complain. So it was a little bit pricey. I mean, it was £10 just for solo entry, so £20 between us. I mean, the Merlin Pass does bring it down a little bit, it brings another 20% off, so it would have only been £8 each. But if you buy both of them together, so Trick or Treat Town and the Amigos in the Afterlife, it does bring the overall cost down a little bit, which I think then brings it down a little bit more into the realms of what I'd probably want to pay.
Yeah. If you're doing it for the first time, I'd recommend it, because at the end of the day it's just an additional experience, and if you do have children like us, you know, you may as well go and do it with them, especially if it involves sweets like the trick or treat does. I know our daughter absolutely loved it purely just for those sweets.
But now I'm going to head over to the Amigos in the Afterlife and see how that one stacks up. And what I would say about Amigos in the Afterlife is that this is significantly more impressive just on the walk up. I think Trick or Treat Town you could sort of walk past a little bit, but there's no way that you're missing this, with the sort of hangman's gallows looking thing out the front, and then there's beautiful colours. Just love all the effort that they've gone to with all the colours and the big signs, and obviously all the little flags above as well. That classic Day of the Dead feel to it. And then you've got the main entrance with a brilliantly painted Land of the Dead entrance stepping through the Skull's Mouth. I'm hoping it looks as good on the inside as it does out here. Well, we've just come out and that was so much better than Trick or Treat Town. Don't get me wrong, Trick or Treat Town was good. I think the characters in there were really good, but for our little one, this one was so much better. Just a lot more interactive. The colours were incredible inside. We used loads of sort of the UV neon paints in there, and it's used so well through the attraction with all the black lights. And there was a lot more scenes in this one as well. So the Trick or Treat Town had sort of 4 or 5 main sort of like locales, whereas this one had 7 or 8 scenes with probably slightly smaller sets, but I think better decorated than the Trick or Treat Town. But honestly, I think Alton Towers have outdone themselves this year with that pair of mazes. I do think Trick or Treat Town is probably for the slightly older children, maybe sort of like 6, 7, 8. But Amigos in the Afterlife, get in there, that's brilliant.
I really would like to see the use of the boat ride. I really miss that. If that had been included in there, then it would have been absolutely fantastic. Just a shame they couldn't use it. Appreciate why they can't, but hopefully in the future, fingers crossed.
Honestly, I couldn't agree more. I'd love to see the boat ride back, but I think the problem is it's just the maintenance cost of it, isn't it? It's an additional expense, and if they're only going to use it for like 4 weeks of the year, what's the point for them? But of course, this area of the park should be seeing some good development into the next few years. We've still got Project Horizon on the, horizon, but that seems to have gone a little bit quiet. 2027 maybe, we'll see a new indoor roller coaster somewhere over this neck of the woods. But with no active development, no signs of new planning permission, just no signs of clearance work or anything, oh, it could be a little bit of a wait yet. It's not going to stop me hoping though. 2027, it's only 18 months away. So we just got down to the bottom end of Dark Forest and the queues are massive. Hour and a half on Rita, hour and a half on 13. No way I'm waiting in that. I'm going to use single riders. Happy to report 13's running smooth as ever. Brilliant ride, could be a bit longer. Shame about the trim brakes on both of the hills, but you know, I'd rather have the operational efficiency than anything else. I think we're going to skip Rita today. I'm not waiting for that, not even in a single rider queue. No chance. I think it's about time that Alton Towers called it quits with Rita. The downtime it's had this year has been absolutely dreadful, and to be honest, there's better launch coasters out there these days as well. But maybe that's the next secret weapon project. You know, we're not too far out from it. It needs a lot of planning permission, and I don't know where they'd stick it. Not unless they're going to expand into the Galactica car park that they've been saying they're going to do for years. Remains to be seen though. It is great to have Hex back open this year, but God, the queue is crazy today. You're probably talking 40 minutes. I don't know, I haven't checked the ride apps yet. Not the worst guess I've ever had. 50 minutes currently for Hex. But I think it goes to show this time of the year, Alton Towers needs more flat rides. It needs more smaller attractions. Obviously they had the Retro Squad a few years ago now, and that went down really well, so I'm surprised they've not done more with it. Don't get me wrong, I don't want Alton Towers to turn into a fun fair, but with the addition of Toxicator this year, I mean, that's been on half an hour queue all year round. I know the capacity's not brilliant, but stick another 3 or 4 flat rides, one in each area, you'd be having a great time. Because most importantly, they just bring queues away from the other big attractions. A photo up here just in front of the lake as well with Skelvin. I've just learned something new. Apparently the zombie's called Zombob. I think we're going to try and keep the spooky vibes going with a quick visit to the Alton Manor. And even that might not be a quick visit. 20 minutes. By the time the Curse of Alton Manor's getting up to 20 minutes, you know it's a busy day. But at least this is one of the best queue lines in the park. I love all the engraving on the gravestones. Some really funny little stories on these. That is just vile. What is that doing there? I still haven't quite decided what I prefer, the classic dual haunted house or whether the Curse of Alton Manor takes it for me. What I would say is that it's a bit of a shame that a ride that was more appropriate for the younger, the teen audience has been taken away and something a little bit more adult put in this place. But either way, I love the way that they've updated the story here. And the updates to this room in particular are incredible. I love all the blacklight use. Well, we've just got off the Curse at Alton Manor and it's closed. It's not been the best of days for ride availability so far. Wickerman's still not opened as well. On the plus side, we've got the doll of Emily Alton trying to entertain the queues a little bit. I don't think she's very happy though. What I would say though is I'm a little bit disappointed. Even though it was working whilst we were on it, half the animatronics didn't seem to be working at all. The tunnel which swirls around you not working. Some of the puppetry that's meant to be on wasn't on today, so you come this time of the year and you kind of expect Alton Towers to be pulling out all the stops and trying to get it all right, and they just haven't done so far, not with Curse anyway. I wonder if it's time just to brighten up the day a little bit with the sweet treats. Some really good looking stuff in here these days. Not quite sure what I'll pick. Not even the food stands can avoid the queues today. Look at that! Well, just got off Nemesis Reborn, and what a ride that still is. Absolutely phenomenal from start to finish, even though it is so cold today. Got on front row, so I wouldn't exactly say it's worth the 80 odd minute queue that we stayed in, but it's the days that you have at Scarefest. Hopefully onto the roller coaster restaurant now, as long as it's not too busy. I think everyone might be sheltering from the cold though. Queue's not too bad actually. It's not quite, well, it is out the door, but not too far out the door. So let's see how it goes. And for anyone who hasn't been before, the roller coaster restaurant is one of the best places on park to eat. You would think that it's a little bit more expensive, but actually if you compare it to even just some of the burger joints that are around, it's really good value. So every single table in the restaurant is serviced by the silver roller coaster tracks above. They come down on these little plastic roller coaster carts and get delivered directly to your table with a little flag on indicating what number you're on. And of course, as you would expect, every roller coaster needs a loop-the-loop, and it's got a few of them over there. So relatively new for this year, they've actually brought these tablets in, so you can scroll through the menu and decide what you want. Most of it is actually pretty good. Had some of the burgers, had some of the wraps, and honestly the kids' meals are great value as well. They're probably better value than the adult meals really, with a kids' cheeseburger costing like £9.50, which yes, it's expensive, but you are at a theme park.
And I have no shame in admitting that I always go for the kids' meal, because like Phil says, it's better value for money, and the kids' meals are plenty big enough to fill up the adults anyway. So yeah, bargain, and we'll show you the food as soon as it comes.
It's just arrived, and like I say, they come down these little plastic carriers, which are really cool. They've just got these little clips on the side, which can be a little bit finicky to get off sometimes, but usually not too bad. Oh, those are the barbecue chicken tenders that I picked up. And importantly, some drinks as well, because you need it to wash it down with something.
So as you can see, the kids' portion is pretty big. This is absolutely plenty for me. You get a massive portion of chips, cheeseburger, corn on the cob. Pretty good meal to be fair. Which one's this, Phil?
So this is the barbecue chicken tenders. It's meant to come with some spring onions and stuff, but it has got a bit of salad on the side to make up for it. I wonder if they just run out of onions today. But again, curly fries for the adults' meals instead of chips. The curly fries are so much better than the fries here. Not to say that the chips are bad. They're pretty good chips, but the curly fries are brilliant. So just finished my meal. It wasn't bad, but a little bit disappointed actually. It's time when I ordered this. It came with 5 chicken tenders, covered in barbecue sauce. It's sort of like sweet, sticky Korean style barbecue sauce. It's got a little bit of spice to it. But it also came with spring onions and some fresh chilies on, which really elevated the dish. This time it just came with a little bit of salad on the side, and it's just nowhere near as good. I mean, if I wanted chicken tenders, barbecue sauce and curly fries, I could just order the kids' chicken tenders with some barbecue sauce and some curly fries, and it cost me £16.50 instead of 18 quid. So a little bit expensive for what I ended up with today. And now we get to the bit of Scarefest that we're here for, riding things in the dark. I cannot wait. And what I would say is that Toxicator looks incredible in an evening. This is my first time seeing it, and wow, it is impressive. And as I say, this is the part of the night where Alton Towers comes alive during Scarefest. With all the red lighting, of course you've got the massive eye staring at you. Probably won't show up on the video like this, but it's just asleep at the moment. Well, that glow is wonderful, especially with the animatronics around the eye. What a ride. Well, the free scare mazes are proving very popular this year. Burial Grounds, it's only on a 10-minute queue, but they are queuing out of the door for it. I'm not going to do it though, I'm too much of a wuss. Instead, we are going to probably the best ride to do at Scarefest. Now, I will tell you that Nemesis Reborn is my favourite ride any day of the week, but any time of day, nothing improves like Wicker Man does. It's so much faster, it's got so much more aggression through every turn. It's a brilliant ride in the dark. Well, we've just got off Wicker Man, last ride of the day. And pardon the pun, but the transition is night and day. Honestly, most of the time that's probably still top 3 roller coasters in the park. But when it comes to Scarefest, when it comes to getting on rides in the dark, there's nothing that tops Wicker Man. But that's it from us for today. So thank you for watching. If you got this far, let us know what's your favourite place to go to on Halloween. And we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye bye.